So welcome. My name is Erica. I am also known as From Me to You Paper Crafts, and you can find my blog at ericaedney.com. And welcome. Yeah, so every Monday, pretty well for this entire year, I have been doing a Mojo Monday. And what that is, it's showing people how they can create a card using a card sketch. Sometimes, particularly if you're a beginner, it's hard to know what to design for a card. And even as an avid crafter, sometimes you just can't think of a layout that would work with what you're using. So I basically like to do these to show people how you can find layouts, or commonly called card sketches, on Pinterest, or you can do Google searches as well. And I like to search for card layouts with measurements, or card sketches with measurements, because then it saves the guesswork as to what you need to cut for it. So the ones I've been using recently, or for the past couple of months, are card sketches by Griffiths. She is a wonderful Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and she actually has put together her own line of card sketches that are available for free. And I like the way she separates. She uses white, black, and gray colors to basically show you the elements on there. It doesn't mean that you're using black, white, or the different grays. You can pull in different colored cardstock and designer series papers and do your own color combination. So this is kind of how this works. Hey, good morning, Carol. Nice of you to join me this morning. Are you still camping? I heard you were camping. Okay, so how I like to start a card sketch is I like to pick out, first of all, I like to pick out a stamp set. And so today we're going to be using this Beauty of Tomorrow. Now I used this, last Thursday night's live was Case the Caddy, and I used this Beauty of Tomorrow with the matching dies. And this is it here in our holiday catalog. So the papers are just stunning. They're a combination of rich razzleberry and Blackberry Bliss and polished pink. Those are the three kind of pinky colors. And they've added in early espresso, cinnamon cider, and gold in here. Okay, so it's gold foiled paper. So I can just show you the papers so that you can see what they look like. They're just absolutely stunning. Thursday's card I made with a piece of this. So often we have papers that have a border along the top and the bottom, and you could use that as a scrapbook page, but you could also cut this into panels and then use those on cards. So you've done, your stamping is pretty well done. You could simply layer this on a card base, put on a greeting, and you're done. Fast and easy. And they're all with some gold flecks in them. So I'll just run through these papers with you. There is this sheet here, and then the back is just a simple design. So typically the fronts have got the gold on it and the backs do not. So this is another one with some beautiful birds on here. And then this is what the back piece looks like. And then look, this is my favorite sheet. These are all different oak leaves in here. And I love the color combinations. And then we've got this sheet on the back. This is our beautiful cinnamon cider, which I love. Then we've got this one with some owls on here. Speaking of owls, there's been an owl hanging around our neighborhood lately. So I've been hearing him at night. And then we've got this as the back. Then we've got this beautiful gold piece with this on the back. And then there's a second sheet. So you get two sheets of each double-sided paper. So this is what the back of this one looks like. Yeah, so absolutely stunning, gorgeous papers. So we're going to use some of these today in our design. I have not prepared anything because I usually like to start from scratch. So I've pulled out, I've already got a piece of Blackberry Bliss cut, and I could cut the polished pink deciding on which card base that I want. But to show you some other things that come with this set, this is a suite. So when we sell a suite of products, you can use typically one code, host code, and then get the whole everything in it. So stamp sets, some matching dies. We've got this beautiful gold paper. It's a shiny paper. We have this Ephemera Pack, which is a pack of lots of different elements that you can put on your cards. This is it here. I haven't delved into it yet, but there are some design elements in here. These Ephemera Packs are really cool because you've got lots of different things that you can do with them. So lots of gold cutouts here. You've got some labels that you could use on gift packaging, or you could use them on a card. You've got some other gold flourishes. Here's some more. Here's 2 sheets that look at this beautiful oak branches with some acorns, and we've got the beautiful owl on here, and they just pop out. So if you're in a hurry to make a card, these work great because you don't have to bother with stamping and then cutting out the elements. So that's the Ephemera Pack, and Stampin' Up! Often will create an Ephemera Pack to go along with their suites. So there's that. And then there's this beautiful gold shimmer ribbon. I've been using this ribbon a lot. As a matter of fact, today I'm expecting a couple of shipments from Stampin' Up! Where I did order another roll because I'm almost out of this beautiful gold shimmer ribbon. Okay, and then we've got this gold paper here. And I have this paper, I just didn't bring it to my desk. So I really enjoyed making the card last Thursday, and I'll go and get that card so you can see what I made. This is it here. I had quite a few people join on Thursday night. So this is it here. So you see, this is, I used a Blackberry Bliss card base, and then I cut a full 4 1/4 by 5.5 sheet of the designer series paper that I just showed you. So that created my entire background, and then I added different elements that come in the stamp set. So that was a beautiful card, it turned out. And so the stamp set is here. This is the stamp set. This is a kind of a scripty background that you can use. The changing of leaves reminds us that new wonders are just around the corner. I know this is a difficult day, so this would be good for a sympathy card. I'm here for you. Some people are just likable, and you're one of those people. I kind of like that greeting. So those are your stamps in here, okay? And then we have the dies, which is always the very exciting part of having a stamp set with coordinating dies, so you can cut out some elements here. So there's 2 sheets. So there's some little oak leaves that you can cut out. You can cut out the main flourish, this one here. And then you've got the little bird you can cut out. And there's some more flowers here. And then there's this huge background flourish, which I thought I would use in our card sketch. I thought I would replace this 3 by 4 1/4 piece with the flourish instead. So I might put a piece of designer series paper along the back here, 2 by 5.5. I'm going to put the flourish on here, and then I'm going to do some circles with some stamping on them. So I'm really excited to see how this turns out. So I hope you're stamping with me. I know, Carol, you usually like to stamp with me, and Christine is here. Good morning. How are you? I'm trying to remember to drink my coffee. It usually goes cold. Okay, now, so I'm going to take this off here. A lot of demonstrators, or anybody, yeah, any of the demonstrators, or even our customers, what they do is they they buy these magnetic sheets. You can get them off Amazon, and they take off, they take these dies off these cardboard sheets, and then they, I might have to get a bit of alcohol to get that off. I've used this already once. I'm surprised it stuck so much. Yeah, I'm going to have to rub that off with alcohol, but we can still use it. Okay, so let's put that out of the way. So I have to decide on my card base. Do I want to go with the pink, or I think I'm going to go with the Night of Navy. Not Night of Navy. What am I talking about? This is Blackberry Bliss. This was a color that came out. I think it was an in color. So in colors are, every year Stampin' Up! Comes out with 5 new colors. And if I remember correctly, it was an in color years ago. And then, of course, in colors do retire after 2 years. Yeah, this is 4 1/4. Oh, and people just went crazy. They wanted it back. They wanted it back. So then I don't know how many, there's no set schedule, but I'm not even going to say now and then, because in the 8 years that I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, they only did what they call an entire family color refresh once. So when they did the color refresh, they retired some colors out of the 40 colors that we have, and then they added in this Blackberry Bliss. So now this is one of a core color, what we call a core color. And there were a couple of other colors they brought back too, because people, you know, if you whine enough, Stampin' Up! Stampin' Up! Will listen if you whine enough. Okay, so let's just give this a burnish. Okay, so now this is really quite, well, it'll fit if I angle it. If I angle that off, it will fit. Or the other thing you could do is trim it a little bit. Or you could cut it in half and then put it, oh, maybe I'll do that, have it sticking out this way. Okay, let's first decide what I'm going to cut this out with. So what are some of my other colors? Cinnamon Cider. It's kind of all different leaves here. So let me just grab that gold shimmer paper. Maybe we'll cut it out of that. So I just wanted to show you some other things that you can combine with this set. Well, so here's the gold. It's a vellum, and it's got some shimmers in it. So there's a pack of this gold vellum that you can purchase. This is it here. Okay. So it's 12 by 12 gold shimmer vellum. Okay, and you get 2 sheets in here. And then there is always our packs of foil paper. So we have this pack of foil that has 3 different colors in it, brushed metallic cardstock. So you could do your little leaves in there. And then there is, oh, that's linen paper. And then our in colors this year, they decided to come out with, this is also vellum, shimmer vellum, same thing, but it's in all of our in colors. Okay, so we've got the greens, there's that polished pink, and it's really, really sparkly. And then there's this darker green. This is the soft succulent, the lighter green. This is evening evergreen, and you get 2 sheets of each, and then there's that beautiful freesia color. So these are the 5 in colors. So maybe that background in leaves would be nice in this this color. Well, we could do the gold. Okay, what do you think? Gold, or should we do gold or this green color? Here's the gold, and here's the green. Which should I do, this background dye with. Who else is joining us? Carol Lynn is here this morning. Good morning. You're cooking pea soup. Oh, my absolute least favorite soup ever. Oh, I can tell you a funny story about pea soup. So one of my girlfriends, Louise, Carol knows her really well. She was a childhood friend. Louise and I moved out west, and we both traveled across Canada. And Quebec is famous for their ham hock pea soup, and I just never liked it. I just never liked it. My mother never made it. I didn't like it. Anyway, the funniest thing is that as we left Quebec, every single restaurant we stopped at for lunch, guess what was the daily soup? So you know what? I'm going to try and cut this out of this piece right here. No, I'm not. I'm going to cut it out of, did you answer who's green? The green. Okay, we're doing the green. As soon as I see a reply, we'll do the green. We'll go with it. Okay, so let's do the green. So I need to cut this down. Because it won't fit in the embossing machine. So let's cut this down. Okay, let's put this on here and cut this out. Now, I hope this cuts out really well with vellum. It's a pretty intricate die, so I might have to run it through a couple of times. So I've got my machine right next to me here. Oh, that came out pretty good, I think. Wow. Wow, that worked great. Happy with that. And then you've got all your little pieces that you can pop out later. Love that. Okay, so let's close this up so I can get my work surface going here. Oh, there's a little leaf left over from another project I was working on. All right, so here's our card base. I've decided to go with this 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Oh, that looks really nice on there. So I don't know if we need the whole thing on here or not. Okay, so let's leave that for now. Okay, now I wanted to put a piece of designer series paper down the back. So let's pick a sheet I haven't yet cut into. Oh, maybe we'll do this one. Or should we do a plain side? This sometimes is the difficulty with choosing your papers. No, I don't like that one on there. What else have I got? Nope. I kind of like this one. It's going to be busy. I should do something on the back. It's going to be busy, ladies. Maybe it doesn't need pattern paper behind it. What do you think? You know, I could Could do another piece of green behind there. See, I'm trying to do something really different with this layout, and now it's confusing me. So I don't know that that's going to work. You know, I'm going to set that aside. See, this is what happens when you're designing. You are not quite sure of what to do. Gosh, I just love this. Okay, I'm going to cut a piece of this. We're just going to have to look at some options here. Now, this does look to be a directional. See, all of my stems are going up, so I need to cut it this way. So I'm always going to start with my 4-inch wide rule. Now this piece goes top to bottom, so I need to do this at 5 1/2, not 5 1/4. Okay, and then I'm going to just cut this at a 2-inch strip, I think. All right, let's just create some elements and then we'll see what happens. Because never worry, you can always, whatever you've cut out, you can always apply to a different card, okay? So we've got this here as a long strip in the background. So we're going to do this. Now, I brought out my circles. You know what? We could pull out this Ephemera Pack too and do something with it. So we've got a large circle and a small circle. So I might do this one and maybe this one. Okay. Not sure about that right now. There's also a strip here that goes across. I could bring in some ribbon for that, maybe. Or I could do a strip of gold. Oh my gosh, so many decisions. That's kind of cool. Okay, so what I might do is I'm going to bring in some very vanilla cardstock. I think it would look better with very vanilla instead of white. So I'm just going to cut out a couple of circles, and then I think I want to do some stamping on here. Yeah, I like that, very vanilla. So we could leave this one for a greeting. So I could always use another sympathy card. So I could do this one. I don't have very many sympathy cards ready. That's a terrible thing to say, but you just never know when you need a sympathy card. Okay, so let's see, what color shall we stamp this in? Let's just pull in. See, this is the difference between the rich raspberry and the Blackberry Bliss. This is a much darker color. And then there's this cinnamon cider. I think I'm going to do it in the early espresso. It's a really dark. I haven't stamped much with these, so I'm just going to stamp it and see. Oh, that looks great. Perfect. If I do say so myself. All right, so we're going to do something like this. Now, be careful when you're stamping. I mean, these are dye-based inks, so they definitely do dry a lot quicker than pigment-based inks, of which we only have one. Our white is our pigment-based. And I've got a couple of these birds already cut out. We could use a bird in this one, too. Okay, so we've got this. Now, we could stamp a couple of these. And I'm going to stamp these in. Let's bring some green into this, shall we? Oh, maybe not. Oh, I'm very indecisive this morning, ladies. I don't know why. What else do I want to cut out? I'd like to cut out this big one. I might do this one in maybe I'll pull this one out in early espresso. I'm just stamping and cutting just to figure out, just to have some elements to play with. So some of you may know about my, what I call my scrap bowl. Often when I am designing like I am now, I will, you know, stamp, cut out stuff. Could even be a greeting, could be a couple of circles, who knows what I've cut out. And if I don't use it on this project, I throw it into this little bowl that I have on my desk. And then every now and then, I will just pull out a few of those pieces and then make a card from it. Because sometimes what you think you're planning doesn't really work for the card. Oh, look how fine detail it is. These stamps are just amazing. And you love watching how I work in complete chaos on my desk. It's just unbelievable how I work. I try not to work this way, but inevitably that's the way I rumble. Oh, this is kind of, these, I love stamp sets that have these little background details in them. Okay. I'm looking for the dies. Oh, here they are. Here are my dies. So we need this one. Stampin' Up! Also, over the last couple of years, have made huge improvements to their die manufacturing. The dies cut much closer to the image than they used to. There used to be quite a, I'm not going to say wide margin, but there was a margin around the die, or around the image after you cut it. And so they've narrowed that margin. So if any of you have the Brother scan and cut machine, you can change the different margins. Okay, so there's that piece. And let's cut out this larger one. I do like putting these on, well, this is brand new stamp set, so I haven't done it yet, but I do have some magnetic sheets that I got off Amazon, and I'm going to transfer them over because they're much easier to deal with. I'm really excited. I'm getting an order in today, and it is my, what we call our pre-order for our new spring catalog. So as a demonstrator, we are able to order ahead of our customer base so that we can get ready and make samples to show you. And you can't order just anything from the new catalog. They do have set aside some choices. So I got some nice stuff to play with. And so you see, when you're designing, it's good to have these card sketches. Okay, now I did some of these little leaves, these oak leaves. I'm going to do some of these in gold, I think. I did these on that other card, and they turned out beautifully. So I'm going to do some gold cutting. They give you quite a few. I think there's 4 oak leaves in this set, which is great because then you can cut them all at once. Now I have a tip for you. So when you are cutting out of gold, any of our foil papers, what you want to do is one of your cutting pads, so when you get brand new cutting pads, make sure, well, I would suggest getting 2 sets, because what I do is I reserve one of the plates as a top plate for foil only. Because what happens is, as your pads get scratched up, and even the top plate does eventually get scratched up. But I'll show you one of my plates here. Okay, so look how scratched that is. So what happens now is, if I use this as my top plate and I cut my foil, all of this foil would have all of these marks in it. So I have a plate that I keep just for using foil, so it's hardly scratched, and so it just doesn't leave any marks on the foil. Otherwise you end up with patterns on your pieces. So there's a couple of little, look how adorable those are. Am I in camera? Yeah, you can see those. And here's the large one. So there's 4 oak leaves we can play with. This is a great stamp set because you can use this for fall, you could use it for summer, you could use it for any occasion, birthdays, weddings, anniversaries. You could mix and match with different cardstock, different papers. Okay, and we've got our one little bird here. Although I should have stamped him and cut him in very vanilla, so I might not use him. Yes, I am a little persnickety that way. Okay, now another thing I like to do is whenever I do, well, not always, but whenever I do a greeting, I like to put some little background bits in here. So let's see. I'll do a bit of green. See, they're just these little splotches. And you could stamp off and then stamp on, and then it makes them just a little bit lighter. You see that? So this is one way to always, you know, instead of having another ink pad that is of a lighter color, you can just stamp off. Okay, so that just gives it a little bit of texture. Now, what else is on this card that I could add? I'm scanning my desk. What did I do? My card sketch. Oh my God, ladies. I didn't sleep well last night. I don't know. For some reason, I woke up several times. And then I thought, well, while I'm up, I'll go to the loo. Then I couldn't get back to sleep because my husband was snoring. So I had to kick him a couple of times. And then when he woke up this morning, he said, oh my gosh, I had to put my earplugs in because you were snoring. So I must have gotten some sleep. Now I can't find my card sketch anywhere. Oh, well, I'll have to go by memory. Well, I don't know. It's just kind of disappeared. If you guys see it on my desk, can you let me know? That's also what happens is, oh wow, look at this piece. This would be great for a greeting. Look at that. I'm wondering if we could use one of these. There's so many nice pieces in here. Ooh, I kind of like that too. All right, let's just continue. I'm kind of liking what I see here. Now, another cool background technique is, so see how I have this background? I mean, I've got a lot going on. I don't need to add anything on here, but an idea for you is whatever color cardstock you have, you pull out the same color ink and then pick an image and then stamp on it. And it gives you sort of like what we call a watermarked image. So that's another idea, but I'm kind of liking the way this looks right now. I might want to add, I'm going to add some gold leaves in here as well. So what do you think? I think it's looking okay. So I'm going to pull. Now, the other trick I've told you about is when you're designing and you're laying out your elements, I'll repeat this for those that are new, is you take your camera, after you've got your elements on here, take a picture. So I've just taken a picture. And then when you take everything off, then you have your picture to refer to put your stuff back together again. Okay. I do that a lot. So let's stick this on here like this. Okay, and then this is going to go on and tucked behind. So I'm just going to use, well, I can just use this glue here. I want these acorns to show, so I'm going to twist it this way. Okay, and then I think I might like to sponge around here. I'm going to show you another little trick that I've done. So you can use a sponge dauber. Another thing that I've done is I have taken my ink pad and then I take my circle and then I'm just going to roll the edge on the ink pad. And if you kind of angle it, you see, you get some edging on there. And I'm going to let that dry. You see, you just get a little bit of an edging on there. I was thinking about doing more splotches on there, but I don't think I need the splotches on there again. So I will put some elements up on dimensionals. Now this is going to go here, like that. This is going to go here. This could go up on dimensionals, I think. So those are my little ones. Let's put dimensionals on. Okay, before I put that on, I want to put some of these elements on here. So another thing I like to do is I will glue the bottom of this. So you don't have to have the whole image on a dimensional. So I will glue flat the bottom, and then I will add another dimensional, you know, closer to the top, so that the top of this sticks out, pops up a bit. See, so you've got some dimension there. And then I might want this to overlap on here. Yeah, like that. And I'm going to overlap this on top. So I'm just going to glue down this side. Oops, that came out quite a lot. So I'm going to overlap that on top of that. And just stick that down. Oh, you're trying a new card. Oh, good. Yes, you know, when you have a card layout, again, if you use that same layout, I'm not kidding you, 10, 20 times with different cardstock, different colors, different designer series paper, different stamps, I mean, it'll always look different. It's kind of a great way also to do bulk cards, like if you had to do, say, 20, if you had to do 20 Christmas cards, you could just change up maybe some of your papers in the background, the designer series papers, but do the same layout. Okay, let's just do some gold leaves, and I think we will call it a day. So what I could do, might do one right here, and then I'm just going to scatter. This is what I can do for that. I could just scatter a few as if they're falling. I should take the time and cut a whole bunch of these in gold. Aren't they just precious? 3, 4. Yeah, I like to go in odd numbers. So I'm going to save this one and do it on the inside. Okay, so I have some more Very Vanilla here. So I'm just going to cut a piece. What are we doing? How are we doing for oh, we're almost at the top of the hour. Yeah, I was a bit slow today. A little bit indecisive. Okay, a lot indecisive about what I was doing today. And that's some days it goes smoothly and other days not so smoothly. Whoa, don't cut that at 4. What am I doing? 5 1/4. That was almost a big boo-boo. 4 by 5 1/4. Now another idea is you don't have to always do, like I so often just do a 4 by 5 1/4 inch on the inside, and I stamp something or I put some designer series paper. But another fun idea is, remember when I was talking, and I might do that right now since I'm talking about, another fun idea would be to create a watermarked background. So what I'm going to do is, let's not lose these dies. What I might do is take, I could carry on this blobby effect, but that would take too long. I'm going to take this here. Okay, and I'm going to first clean it. So what I'm going to do is, it's nice to try and wow the recipient. I mean, if the card is gorgeous on the outside, wouldn't it be nice if they opened it and they went, whoa, that's really cool too. So here's an idea for you. So I'm just going to stamp this on the inside here. Okay. Now, as the ink dries, it will lighten up. Okay, and I'm going to do one upside down on the other side. You could have done like the whole background if you wanted to, but I'm just going to do 2 like that. Now, I wanted to see, what was my greeting here? I know this is a difficult day. There's no inside greeting for this on the stamp set, I don't think. Was there? Now I can't find the stamp set. Oh my gosh! Oh, here it is. Thank goodness for that. Okay. I know this is a difficult day. I'm here for you. Yeah, you could just do that. I'm here for you inside. Or you can get another stamp set and do with sympathy. I think I'm going to not put a greeting in there. But what I wanted to show you was, instead of doing this, the whole thing now, I'm going to cut this down so that I can see this background here. Let's not get ink on my other pieces here. And cut this down to 3 inches. You see? So I'm not covering the entire background, but there's a little bit of an element showing through here. And then I might, you could add just a strip of this paper along the bottom if you wanted to. Or you could stamp another image on here. I kind of like this green wispy thing here, so I might just do another one of these. And I'll stick in that gold oak leaf in there. So again, I could just stamp this off and then stamp it in the corner. Like so. And let's glue this inside. because you still have enough space to write your sentiment. Okay, and then I'm just going to glue in this little gold leaf in here as if it fluttered in from the front of the card. Okay, ladies. So there's the card from today. I apologize for my scattered brain this morning. It was really quite scattery. I don't know why. Now there's a lot of stuff going on here. So for me, I don't feel like I need any kind of rhinestones or embellishments because you've got the shine from the gold leaves. That didn't stick down. I usually love to add my Wink of Stella, but I don't think it needs it because you've got gold in the pattern paper and you've got the gold leaves. Okay, and then you've got the little ephemera piece there. So there you go. There's your card. I think I gave you quite a number of tips this morning, and look at the inside. Isn't that pretty? I'm really happy with the way that turned out. So there's some other ideas for you. Thanks again, ladies. Have a wonderful day.